Here's my biggest vice in business that I'm very much aware of. And I know that I'm aware of it, but I just don't want to do anything about it, even though I have to. And this is going to be a process at least over the next 6 to 12 months. But today I was on the phone with some guys that I think I'm going to be working with as a new client. And they said something really smart. He said, paperwork saves friendships. And Josh, you fucking suck at paperwork. He didn't say it like that, but that's the gist of it. I don't do paperwork. I just do everything on a handshake. And that has royally fucked me in the past. There was one time when we did this big product launch. So right now I work with very large businesses and I help them grow their social media so they can get more customers. But I understand the business aspect of it very well. I mean, just every step of the way, from all viewers are potential customers. If you can generate millions of views per month of people opting in, wanting to watch videos about your business, it is very easy to get customers when you have a very large business. But as I was just trying to learn everything, get my head wrapped around, there was this kind of a course guy that I said, hey, dude, let's do a webinar product launch. I'll grow your social media. I mean, you're already doing good, but I'll jam it up because that's kind of the main gist of what I do. And then I'll build out these back-end softwares. We'll do all these cool things and then just give me 25% of whatever I earn you. And we made so much money. Or I shouldn't say we made so much money. He made a bunch of money. And then it was time to get paid. A young Josh was coming up and I was going to make a bunch of money. It's going to be a big check. Then I call him up. He said, let's do this next quarter. I was like, I already have great ideas for the next time. Voicemail. Never answered again. And I didn't care. It's a learning lesson. And so then I was like, well, I'll just work with people with real businesses, with real integrity. And again, I've been screwed a few times here and there because I don't ask for paperwork and I just do everything on like a very vague handshake, because my thought process has always been, well, if I make you a bunch of money, you're going to want to pay me a bunch of money, because that's what I would do if I were in your position. I'd pay me to keep on doing what I'm doing because I'm making you guys so much money. Well, I guess not everyone thinks the way that you do. And so paperwork does definitely save friendships. Oh, I don't know that because I don't do paperwork right now, but it's vitally important. And it's really the basics of business. The first step is you have to be able to provide value to the marketplace. And that's what I've focused every single second of my time on, is providing as much value to the marketplace as humanly possible. And now I have a skill set where I can do that. And I have a huge wait list of work to where I'm never really going to run out, because every single person has the demand for my services. So prices keep on going up and up. Everything's going really well. But I got to get structure, organization, someone who understands that from a legal perspective, from a tax perspective. And I need to get paperwork tidy. I do. I understand that. I need like a COO, like someone who's more of an operator. And I know for a fact that is what I need, and I hate it. You know, when you're in that class in school and every single time the teacher is talking, no matter how hard you try, you just start going to sleep. And that's how I feel about all this paperwork garbage. The second all that starts, I just tune out. But people love that. Some people absolutely love that stuff. And so I need to find someone like that. If you are someone like that, my thing is, I don't even know what that person looks like. Here's a secret tip. Every large business owner that I know, like really, really good, and I don't put myself in that category, but I've started to implement this exact same thing. When you're looking to hire someone, you should visualize what that person actually looks like. I mean, what do they do for fun? I mean, you should try and think through every step of the way of who it is that you're actually looking for an employee. It'd be the same thing if you're looking for a spouse. Let's say you're looking to settle down and get married. You have to work very hard to maintain a relationship, but what values do you want that person to have? There's going to be some sort of deal breakers that you have that you're looking for in this person. You got to think that through for employees as well. And so I think that through, but I don't even know. It's going to be someone who's hyper organized. Actually, I got a good idea. Well, I don't know if it's a good idea yet. I'll find out in a few weeks, because right now I'm back home in the Boston area, from a city called Lynn, here until Sunday. It's Wednesday right now. And sorry, my phone is blowing up, and I'm just going to make sure it's not work. Of course it is. It's always work. But where was I going with this? Oh, I'm going to be living. PJ, if you've been watching the saga for a while, I brought him along. He's been doing everything that I'm learning. So I'm kind of trying to clone myself, do the same thing that Mr. Beast did, and it's working very, very well. But I need someone who's does not think like me. And we're living to cover costs, and because we got a badass house that I'm excited to move into in Arizona. It's fucking expensive though. It's really expensive. But we got a house in Arizona with a buddy of mine, Cade, who he's a killer. He's an absolute killer. He's in his young 20s and has like a dozen rental properties. He works an awesome job where I think he's kind of an operator. And so if he can't help me directly, I think he can. I mean, but he's like the number 2 guy at like a pretty large real estate company at like 20 something years old, young 20s. He's a killer. I'll definitely do some videos with him. But he would know the type of person that I'm looking for. And so I will just have to I'll talk to him about it. This is something that is a 12-month project. It's not something that's going to happen in the next week. I'm not magically going to become amazing at paperwork, but I need to start thinking in those terms because I understand the importance of it. I mean, I always just start working for free, and then that's always my go-to every single time. And I'm doing this, so I just took on Kiyosaki as well. And I keep on telling him, dude, let's just start working. He's like, Josh, relax. You're trying to go 1,000,000 miles an hour. This has to go through legal. And I'll actually read out the text that he sent to me, which is weird. He texted me at 2 a.m. last night, which he's in Arizona. I'm in Boston. So it was like 11 o'clock his time. Let me see. So he said, thank you for your hustle. I respect it immensely. I want to work with you. I think it is best we get terms and conditions and compensation in writing before you and I charge ahead, which is what I love to do as well. I will encourage my team to speed up our agreement process. Thank you for staying with us. Yeah, he texted me that at 4:15 a.m. And then, he left me on red. Like, I guess it's Robert Kiyosaki. And I said, thanks. I'm back in town on Sunday. Love to catch up and grab dinner, and we can go over your strategy. I've put a lot of thought into it. And so I will probably get dinner on Sunday evening if he's in town. And I would actually, fortunately, I'm surrounded by such large business owners. So I'll just ask his team, hey, do you guys, how do you actually do this legal stuff? And when they're talking to me, I'll have someone else there listening as well so they can absorb it, because I know I can't reject it. I know that's what I have to do, and I'm just avoiding my problems. And what's preventing me from really scaling, because I could take on, if I had the infrastructure, I could take on 100 clients. I could, because I have the demand, because I've built the skill sets. And if I could train people at scale, and everyone tells me this, and I know. Sorry. I know this is exactly what I have to do. And I need someone to really help me with that. At the same time, my number one priority is just to continue to get better and better and better. That's where my focus has to be. There has to be someone else with the focus of all the other garbage. That is actually what scales a company. I mean, me alone is only going to get so far. But I just want to keep getting better and then hire people to help out with everything. Fuck. It's fun. I mean, everyone's going to have something that they don't like, part of business. And this is the shit that I hate. I hate it. But I was talking to Cole and James. So they're the guys that are revolutionizing, or they're trying to revolutionize and start a secondary marketplace for life insurance contracts, which is a way where you can kind of bank yourself. Because if you buy one of these life insurance contracts, you are really betting on people's lives. And so your real downside is that people stop dying. The industry is incredibly sound. So instead of holding your money in a bank account, which let's say yields 2%, these life insurance contracts can yield you 5, 6, 7% with very, very little downside. And so Cole, he started doing this when he retired. He sold a few companies when he was pretty young. And so he got into the life insurance industry, or he started looking into the life insurance contracts, and that's where he started to hold his wealth, and he was getting an exceptional return. And so then he met with some other guys. He said, so how can, it's a very difficult process to actually invest in life insurance contracts. It's not easy. So he said, so how do we build a product that will allow the everyday person to do this. And so that's what they've been spending their time doing. They've done it, and they're just real smart business guys. I don't know where. Oh, so I was having a call with them. And so his COO, which is the chief operating officer, or something like that, operations officer, James, he's definitely a paperwork guy, in a meeting. They both love their meetings, which I don't like, but it's important. I mean, all this stuff is important that I'm going to have to suck up if I want to grow a large business, which I do right now. I mean, George, another guy that I work with, he didn't like that. He would grow companies to where they were doing 8 figures a year, and then he'd just leave. He'd say, well, I don't like all this paperwork stuff. I don't want to hire all these CO positions, these CFO, CEO, all of these mid-level managements that's going to take us to $100 million and $1 billion. I like bootstrapping a company. I like doing all these fun things. And so that's kind of where he limited himself. And he did that because that's what he enjoyed, and it was enough money for him. Where Ken, he now has a multi-billion dollar company. So you got to choose your path. Whose life would I rather live right now? I don't know. George lives an awesome life. Ken does too. So I don't know if there is a wrong answer, and I'm just going to have to figure it out for myself. Right now, I want to build a large business. I mean, I'm so young. I have so much energy. I have so much drive and ambition. That is what I want, and I'm going to keep on doing. If 10 years from now I have a very large business and I hate it, I can sell it or walk away. It's simple.